Important statements from President Erdoğan. President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan made a statement after the cabinet meeting. The highlights of the statement are as follows. Last week, we left behind the 7th year of the presidential government system, which was put into practice with the 2018 elections. The presidential government system, which has put an end to Turkey's governance debates for nearly 2 centuries, has successfully overcome many trials in the last 7 years. From epidemics to wars, earthquakes to floods, in times of crisis, we see the strategy period of the presidential government system and the advantages it provides to our state much more clearly. With its fast and effective decision-making mechanisms, its architecture that keeps coordination at the highest level in the state, and its structure close to the centers of tutelage, it makes it easier for Turkey to manage the threats it faces with ease. As the system settles in, habits change. Resistance to the new governance model, some due to ignorance and some due to ulterior motives, has been broken and replaced by trust. There will be no deviation or going back. In the May 14th and 28th elections, our nation made its stance, and the presidential government system, together with our person and our alliance, renewed confidence in the ballot box. The discussions on the old system, which the opposition, which has not lifted its head from intra-party fights, has resorted to in order to divert the agenda, is a bitter memory left on the dusty shelves of old Turkey. No one will take Turkey back to the old days when butterfly-life coalitions were the symbol. With the presidential government system, the construction of Turkey's century will accelerate even more. In the light of 7 years of experience, we are making our evaluations comprehensively. We have put an end to the debate on the governance system. No one will be able to take Turkey back to the old and stable days. Let nitrogen monoxide one misinterpret our patience. Know very, very well how to throw cannonballs at those who throw stones at our windows. We are open to proposals that aim to increase the effectiveness and problem-solving capacity of the new system, not to undermine it. We are honored and pleased to bring a major reform such as the presidential government system to Turkey. Once again, I would like to thank our beloved nation for making the system change possible with their support at the ballot box. I hope that God will not prevent us from serving our country and our nation. No matter what troubles are going on around us, we have only one agenda, and that is to repay our debt of gratitude to our nation with service politics, the false debates in which the opposition is struggling increase the responsibility of the government. We endeavor to protect not only those who voted for us, but also the faith of our citizens with different political preferences in the state, the system, and democracy. The poisonous rhetoric in the form of overt threats, which has been increasing in dose in the last 2 to 3 weeks, harms our democracy beyond the interlocutors. There is an exchange of insults that lower the standard of democracy. We find it extremely wrong, especially in the spiritual climate of the month of Muharram, that the issue has reached a dimension that will offend or leave our souls. We do not tolerate any action that will open a breach in Turkey's internal front. We absolutely cannot allow the creation of new problem areas. The hate language that weakens our national unity must be abandoned immediately. Those who cannot solve their own internal problems cannot produce solutions to the problems of the nation and the country. While historical ruptures are taking place, the political institution must act in a Turkey-centered manner. We know how to throw cannonballs at those who throw stones at our mosque. We are pleased with the distance covered in a short time by the work of Turkey Without Terrorism, which we started as the People's Alliance and meticulously carried out as a state project. We appreciate the responsible and constructive statements of political actors and find them very valuable for the success of the process. The recent events in our region have confirmed how accurate and strategic this process is. It is understood that some elements within the organization are pursuing various sabotages. Our state will of course not fall into these traps. Whenever there is an attempt on the peace of our nation or a hostile move against its national security, we do not spare anyone's eyes. We crush the heads of the attackers one by one. We know very, very well how to throw cannonballs at those who throw stones at our windows. We have the power and will to do so when necessary. NATO Leaders Summit to be held in Ankara attended the NATO Leaders Summit held in The Hague on June 24 to 25. We reflected our will to remove barriers to trade in defense industry products in the alliance documents. Both in the closed meeting and in our meetings with the leaders, we drew attention to the persecution in Gaza that has been going on for 21 months. In July, Turkey will host the 2026 NATO Heads of State and Government Summit. We will host NATO leaders in our capital Ankara and prepare the ground for very important decisions. Our fight against forest fires continues with the arrival of summer. Forest fires have started to increase. Since June 1st, 1,516 fires broke out. 1,507 of them were brought under control. Our planes and helicopters dropped 33,200 tons of water. 31 people who were determined to be responsible were detained. 10 of them were arrested, 10 were released with judicial measures. Efforts are underway to bring the fires in Izmir, Menderes, Seferihisar, Akhisar, and Mugla Bodrum under control. The fires in Sakarya Baycik were partially under control.